So you can say it's only a low amount, but a low amount in the end is going to have some effect. A low amount every day. Like radiation, you get exposed to a low amount of radiation every day. At some point it will have an effect. Well, we are exposed to radiation every day. There's radiation in everything. I know that argument from the scientists. Well, what is plastic, yeah? And look at it in a different way, yeah? No. Plastic, yeah, is a product that is only made for one reason, and that's profit. Because it would be too expensive for the companies to get rid of this plastic any other way. Well, they've made it into something they can get rid of that isn't rubbish anymore, that people could use. But when they use plastic to make pots and that, then what about the people who work with clay? And they make plastic to make fucking furniture and stuff like that. What happened to the people who made them from wood? What happened to make the people who made cloth bags before there were plastic bags? Fucking plastic bags everywhere. Go into nature, you see them hanging off trees and bushes and in the rivers and in the sea and everywhere. And this is because the plastic industry, which is the petrochemical industry, didn't want to get rid of their rubbish in a safe way. They made it into all this crap so they can make more profit and sell their rubbish to the world. No, this is wrong. They produce something that is not biodegradable, is not in harmony with nature. So, governments of the world, turn to your petrol fucking companies and say, okay, you're responsible for this fucking mess. You have to be responsible companies now and go out and pick up all the plastic and clean it. Use your fucking big profits for the benefit of man, not for the fucking benefit of yourselves, you greedy cunts.
The products made out of plastic are not biodegradable, as you said, and
not in harmony with nature.
Then, we could look at it. If you need to build yourself a table, you want to use the best material you can get your hand on, because you don't want to be standing there again, building the table, spending the resources again
and again,
and the time.
Yeah.
So you want it steady and so.
When I was young, I remember furniture. In my young days, old furniture from the previous generation, big fucking oak cupboards and furniture, heavy stuff. You can find it in antique shops these days sometimes. Really nice furniture. Lasts fucking hundreds of years. And now what do you get? You get cheap fucking furniture that's mass produced and lasts a couple of years and then it breaks. There is no quality standard anymore. Before things were made to last, made for quality's sake, made to be unique. Now everything's just made for profit. So it'll fall apart and break in a couple of months and they have to go out and buy a new one. And you complain about the quality of the stuff to the shops and they say, oh, it's not my fault, it's the manufacturers. And why buy the fucking shit from the manufacturers? If the manufacturers are making shit, then don't buy it. Tell them, stuff it. We don't want it. We want good quality. We don't want to pay a high price for a lump of crap that we've got to go and buy again in another 2 months. The people don't.
Social exclusion can also be a good way to approach the
social
exclusion.
Yeah.
If you.
Well, that's what I've been saying to people for a long while. Me, I don't want plastic.
Yeah.
So I've got lots of cloth bags. You go into a shop and you say, don't want your plastic. Put the stuff in these. Keep your plastic. Give it back to the company. Say the customer doesn't want it in these plastic wrappers. It's a start. If 10, 15 people did this every day in the shop.
Aarhus, where we are now, the city of Aarhus in Denmark, is trying to become plastic bags free city.
They're trying that in many places in India and some of the villages and that. They're now banning plastic. I agree with it. It's a good idea. But then you got to get to the point where you got to ban plastic garden furniture, not just plastic bags, plastic bottles. Drinking water from a plastic bottle is a disgusting idea. Why not glass bottles anymore? Before the EU told Denmark that it had to accept plastic bottles and metal doses, in Denmark everything was flasks. Everything was glass bottles and you took them back and got money on them. It was recycling. Permanently. Now there's fucking tin cans and plastic bottles all over the country. Thank you very much, EU. Very good for Denmark, that one. Really. This is in the benefit of the plastic companies.
But Coca-Cola is enjoying a lot.
Coca-Cola?
And all the soda...
Coca-Cola's just another parasite, another big industry parasite sucking off the people, selling them poison. Diet Coca-Cola with its, what's it called? Sugar substitute that causes 96 different sicknesses, including death. But they're allowed to sell it for some reason. How comes they're allowed to sell poisonous food?
And they sell it in plastic bottles.
Sell it in plastic bottles. And then, what do with real food? Well, they pick it early, transport it, and then chemically stimulate it to ripen. And when you buy it within a couple of days, the shit goes rotten. What the fucking wrong with that picture?
Well, so politicians are not educated to solve the problems that we face as a society, as crimes, and so what can we do to face crimes?
What can we say about politicians? Oh yeah, they're liars, basically. It's their business to lie. To lie to people to get them to vote for them. Oh, we're going to help you, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And what do when they get in power? Do they do these things they offer the people? No, they fucking don't. They do something else, what benefits them and their party. And the people, well, fuck the people. They're just there to get them in power.
They will tell you the thing you want to hear in order for them to get elected.
Yeah, and then they do the thing that's best for them.
And for the people who financed their
party, their political campaign. These people are parasites. Politicians are liars. They lie to the people all the time. For instance, we're in...
And don't take our words for granted. Ask them.
Ask them. I mean, ask them why we're fighting all these wars at the moment. They're fucking unjust. If you go and look at the information, people, you'll find that the terrorists didn't do these things they're meant to have done. Government agencies done these to stimulate a war for the American industrial military machine.
The people have been kept away from
the truth.
The military and the war laws for 50 years. And the war law says you can only attack a country.
In this day and age, there's so many journalists like you. There's so many other journalists. There's so many people out there with cameras and that. Is the true picture not getting out? Because they're not letting the true picture get out. Why aren't the fucking press all over Afghanistan, all over Iraq? Why are they not covering it from every angle possible? Oh, yeah, they're not allowed to by military. Because, they might be spreading secrets, or... No, they might be informing people what's happening, the truth of the situation.
We've seen WikiLeaks, some videos from some people giving up.
I haven't seen any of their videos. And that,
I will show you some.
I've heard about what they're doing, and Wiki, well, hat off to you, mate. I know they're coming after you, but keep up the good work. You're doing well. Tell the truth. Get the picture out there. Make them fucking see it. And yes, they'll try to shut you up. They'll try to shut all of us up. Call us quacks, lunatics, and fucking whatever they want. And can call you what they like. Me, I'm an anarchist. I don't believe in fucking putting up with this fucking bad picture, this bad society, this uncivilised way of behaving to our fellow man. I want to see man move into civilisation. And this is anarchistic. I'm sorry about that, but fuck you if you don't like it.
We are not civilized yet.
We're not civilized yet. We're very, very uncivilized. Civilized people don't do things for the benefit of themselves. They do things for the benefit of the whole. Like helping a country and then raping it of its resources. I'm addressing this one to the World Bank. Yeah. They do it all the time. They lend these poor countries money, and then they fucking rape them of their resources. They destroy that country so they can make the profit off it. These big bank corporations, these money-sucking fucking leeches that print the money.
The
It's
war,
not based on gold or resources anymore, because they've got all the gold and the resources. They're just cleaning up from what the droppings.
the World Bank and the International Money Fund
Money fund.
both lend money to developed countries and also countries facing financial
Lends to both sides of a war as well.
and get countries, for instance, like
These
Argentina.
are the parasites who profit off everything. They profit off the drugs. They profit off the fucking war. They profit off the illegal weapons, the prostitution, everything. And the banks, they've got no recourse. No one comes back on them. Oh, we're just a bank. Oh, we didn't know what they were doing. We're only lending money. You motherfuckers.
There's a Federal Reserve, which is
Private,
private institution.
Not an American bank, not belonging to the government. It loans money to the American government, who borrows money from it, puts it in its bank. That bank can then lend the money on. It's rubbish. And then the government has to pay interest for its own money. Why are the people paying fucking banks interest for their own money? These parasites are controlling the banks. Not the governments. The banks are fucking controlling the parasites behind them.
So
You people, wake up.
the Federal Reserve is printing out the money to the World Bank and the International Money Fund, and then
And they've got
it's
nothing.
a private institution,
It's a
and they
private
need to
institution.
make profit, so they will charge
The
interest,
American people, the people of
which
Europe,
and the money need to cover those interests.
all these countries, the people ought to ask their governments, where's our gold reserves? Show us our gold reserves. Put them in front of us and say, here is your gold. Here is what your money is backed with. I think they'll have a problem.
Or if people,
They'll have to borrow it from the bank.
you've been trying to get out your money, and
I tried getting my money out from the bank, and first I had to check that there was all the tax and everything paid, and there wasn't anything to go back on. Yes.
how long did it take?
I still haven't closed my account. I've had to leave some money in case something has to be paid or...
Really?
Yeah.